Clip after clip keeps appearing, fishermen screaming as something circles their boat at night. Nets dragging up more than just fish. A pale tail slipping back into black water the second the light hits it. These aren't cozy sailor stories. They're raw recordings from men who live on the ocean and swear, with shaking voices, that what they saw was real. This is real mermaid sightings. Fishermen swear are 100% true. Are they? Watch to the very end, because after this, you may never look at the sea the same way again. We start at full speed. Look at this, just a fisherman's boat, dark water, and something in the waves that shouldn't be there. A shape drifts beside the boat, half hidden between shadows. A semi-human face slowly rises from the surface, close enough to touch. It doesn't look curious. It doesn't look scared. It just stares at the men on board like it's choosing. The eyes shine as if they're reflecting a light that isn't there. The mouth cracks open, showing thin, needle-like teeth, just enough detail for your brain to scream no while your eyes keep watching. Wait, the same creature is no longer in the water. It's on the deck. It slams onto the wood with a shriek sharp enough to distort the audio. Bluish skin pulls tight and loosens like something hyperventilating. Scales slide and stretch with a weight that looks wrong for CGI. Too heavy, too wet, too alive. The fishermen are not acting. They're yelling, backing away, trapped on their own boat, with something thrashing at their feet. Some people say it's all digital. Others swear it's the most real thing they've ever seen online. But there's one detail that sticks. The way the water sheets off its body, the way its muscles fight against the deck, like it's desperate to get back to the dark. And if this thing got close enough to be dragged onto a lonely fishing boat at night, how many more are swimming just out of frame? Watching from the black water where no one ever looks? This one is barely 10 seconds long, and that's enough. The camera is right over the water, no zoom, no filters. Just below the surface, you can see it. A full silhouette, black and perfect, floating face down like it's resting. Long arms, slim torso. A tail that stretches out of frame, dark as ink. Too precise to be just a fish. At first, it doesn't move. It just hangs there, silent, as if waiting for the person filming to understand how close it really is. Then, without warning, it glides forward. No splash, no bubbles, no panic, just a smooth, chilling slide into deeper water. Right before it disappears completely, the tail lifts a few centimeters above the surface, steady and controlled, like a slow, deliberate goodbye. No reaction. The video just ends, with that image burned into your mind. A creature so close it could have brushed the camera lens. And the question flooding the comments is the one that matters. If a shadow like that can pass that close without making a sound, how many more have slipped by people who never even knew they were there? A dark, silent lake. No boats, just a young man standing on the shore, talking to the camera like he's done this 100 times before. There's no hype in his voice, no jokes, just a cold certainty when he says, "This lake has mermaids." He doesn't say, "maybe." He doesn't say, "I think." He says it like he's repeating a fact. In the middle of his sentence, he stops, frowns. "Zoom in," he tells the cameraman. The camera turns toward the water, and there it is. In the reflection, something long and curved slides by. A silhouette with a tail that cuts the surface for less than a second, but long enough to hit you with that instinctive, icy feeling that you're looking at something alive. The boy doesn't scream, doesn't run. He just watches, calm, like he knew exactly when it would appear. In the comments, people laugh. That looks like a PowerPoint animation. But after seeing that shadow move so smoothly, so fluid, so aware, what about you? Are you sure that's all it is? Israel, cliffs, waves, and a camera crew from Animal Planet shooting after hours. The sea is pounding against the rocks with that slow, heavy rhythm that feels almost like a heartbeat. Nothing weird, nothing special, just B-roll. Until one of them stops walking. He points. The camera swings toward a massive rock near the waterline. And she's already there. A mermaid, sitting upright. Her silhouette is perfectly cut out against the shimmering sea, tail stretched behind her, wet and glistening like it's breathing with the waves. For a full second, nobody speaks. The crew just stares. Then you hear it, a raw, unfiltered voice. Oh my God, oh my God. It's not acting. It's not a sound effect. It's the real panic of someone watching their entire idea of what's real crack in half. This clip has been circling the internet for over 11 years, and people still argue about it. But for many who've watched it again and again, this isn't just another sighting. It's the moment they became convinced that mermaids might actually be real. A shaky phone tries to focus on something wedged between dark rocks. When it finally locks in, you see her. A blue figure, not ocean blue, but an electric, unreal shade, glowing like something that belongs in deep space, not shallow water. Her body is thin, almost alien, more like an avatar than any classic mermaid. She's sitting still, staring at the sea, when the camera accidentally catches something worse. Behind her, half hidden in the shadows, there's another face. Same color, same shape. Two of them, one in plain sight, one lurking just behind. The camera zooms in too far, the image warps, and that's the moment she snaps. The blue mermaid turns her head straight toward the lens. There's a single beat of silence. Then a metallic scream tears through the audio. She launches into the water with insane speed, like the act of being filmed is an attack. The second figure vanishes with her, dropping into the depths without a splash, without a trace. The video ends with nothing but shaky breathing and static. And the question left floating over that black water is simple and ugly. Did she dive back into the sea because she was afraid of us? Or would the real fear have started if she decided to come toward the camera instead of away from it? South Africa. The sea is flat, almost dead. No waves, no foam, just a sheet of water, and in the middle of it, a rock. On that rock, something is already there. A figure lies stretched out, half submerged. At first glance, she looks relaxed, almost bored, like she's been sunbathing for hours. Her tail is long, almost translucent, moving with a slow, hypnotic rhythm. The upper body rises and falls with the water, skin catching the sunlight in a soft, unreal glow. No screaming. No chasing. No storm. Just her, too calm, too still, too perfect. Then she moves. Not startled, not scared, just done. She pushes herself up in one smooth motion and slips into the sea with a grace no known animal has. No splash, no panic. She glides forward a few meters and then disappears into the blue like she was never there. And that's what bothers people the most. Nothing in the video seems to scare her. No shout, no rock thrown, no sudden movement, just a silent camera watching from a distance. So why did she leave at that exact moment? If she did realize she was being filmed, would she have swum away so peacefully? Or would she have made sure that camera and the person holding it never left that shore? This one isn't a mermaid. It's worse. A river, calm, muddy water. The kind of place you expect fish, trash, maybe a log drifting by nothing else. The camera is just pointed at the surface when the impossible happens. Something huge rises up. Thick, dark skin, dripping slime like it's melting. A heavy head pushes out of the water, and then you see them, tiny, furious eyes locked in one direction only, straight at the camera. The moment it realizes it's being watched, it snaps. Its body explodes into motion, thrashing with insane strength, smashing the surface like it's trying to tear the world open. It lunges, jaws gaping, rows of jagged, uneven teeth far too big, too wrong for anything that should live in fresh water. The person filming loses it. The phone shakes. The creature surges forward. You hear a gasp, stumbling footsteps in the mud, and the video cuts off like someone running for their life. And here's the part that really gets under your skin. Things like this don't belong in rivers. So, if something this massive, this violent, this out of place surfaced in a quiet river just long enough to be caught on camera, what dragged it out of the deep, and how many more are moving through waters where nothing like this is supposed to live? This one isn't a mermaid caught on camera. It's worse. It's a human changing into something else. Security footage. An empty indoor pool under cold white lights. A girl walks in alone, normal clothes, normal pace, like she just wants a quiet swim. She sits at the edge, slips into the water, and disappears beneath the surface. For about 3 seconds. Then the water starts to move wrong. Not like someone swimming, like something big shifting underneath. The lights flicker. On the far wall, the mirrors around the pool catch a reflection that shouldn't exist. A long, flexible tail sweeping back and forth with a rhythm no human legs could make. A moment later, that same tail breaks the surface, only a little, just enough to see the curve, the smooth scales, the way it moves as one piece. It's not a foot, not a leg. It's something else entirely. The girl never comes back up as herself. The footage only shows the water churning, shimmering, like the pool is guarding a secret it refuses to give back. And that's where the real horror hits. If a person can transform like that, quietly, instantly, in a place as normal as a swimming pool, how many more walk past us every day? Looking completely human, until they touch the water? Next, Ireland. The video was first posted as a weird curiosity. Dawn light hits the Irish coast. Waves roll in slow, quiet, and on a black rock just offshore, something is already waiting. A red-haired figure, half reclined, like she's posing for the camera she shouldn't know is there. Her hair is soaked and wild, whipping in the wind. Her skin has that cold, pale glow that doesn't look human or animal, just wrong. As the camera zooms in, she turns her head. Those eyes don't look surprised. They look like they've been expecting you. She doesn't run, she doesn't scream, she just watches. Her tail is visible the entire time, moving with a slow, lazy rhythm, too relaxed for a creature that's been caught, too deliberate for a glitch or a costume. Her expression sits somewhere between invitation and warning, like she's testing how close you're willing to get. Her lips part slightly, not a smile, not a threat, more like a silent dare. People argue in the comments, hoax, CGI, someone in makeup on a rock. Others point out the waves hitting her body, the weight in the way she shifts, how naturally the water runs off her tail, too fluid to dismiss. But the real question isn't if the video is fake. The real question is this. If you were standing on that shore, with that creature staring straight at you without blinking, would you walk away, or would you step closer to the edge? At first, it looks like any underwater video. Fish drifting between corals, sunlight slicing down from the surface, that heavy, echoing silence you only hear on a reef. And then the shadow arrives. Something huge glides in from below, cutting across the frame like a dark whisper. It's not a fish, not a dolphin. The upper half is too long, too human, the movement is too controlled, every motion smooth, precise, like it knows exactly how much of itself to show. Behind it, a massive tail curls and uncurls like a living ribbon, propelling the body forward without a single jerk or struggle. No bubbles, no flailing. Just pure, effortless power. It doesn't rush, it doesn't bolt. It just passes through, like it owns the reef. And the entire time, the face never turns toward the camera. It's like it knows exactly where the lens is and exactly how to stay just out of full view. The clip lasts only a few seconds. The figure slips behind a coral wall and is gone. No trail, no disruption, no sign it was ever there. The disturbing part isn't what you see. It's what that smooth, silent crossing implies. If something that big can move through a reef without disturbing the fish, if it can pass that close to a camera and still keep its face hidden, how many times has one of these things swum past divers, swimmers, or boats just outside the edge of what anyone ever notices? A group of fishermen claim they've done the unthinkable. They've caught a mermaid. The video opens on the shore. On the wet sand, something lies stretched out, half covered in a cloth. The face is hidden. Only the tail is exposed, long, pale, dripping, twitching in slow, painful spasms that look more like agony than life. No one talks. No one laughs. The men just stand in a circle around her, frozen, like they've suddenly realized they pulled something onto land that was never meant to leave the water. Behind them, the waves keep crashing in, over and over, like the sea is calling something back, and they're pretending not to hear it. She doesn't fight. She doesn't try to crawl away. She just breathes, weak, shallow, fading, like she already knows she doesn't belong on this side of the coast. The clip cuts off without showing what they do next. And that's where the real horror starts, in the questions you don't see on camera. What would a group of desperate fishermen be willing to do to keep something like this from ever slipping back into the ocean? It feels like it slipped in from another world. It starts out boring. A quiet lake, flat water, nothing strange. The camera slowly sweeps across the surface like it's searching for something, and then it finds it. A figure. But not the kind you expect. This thing is thin, far thinner than any mermaid legend ever described. Its body is long, almost unnaturally stretched, moving under the water with a smoothness that doesn't look animal. It looks engineered, designed to glide without making a sound. In the original post, they wrote they'd never seen anything like it, and you can see why. It doesn't match any classic sighting. Too slender, too precise. For a moment, it seems to angle itself toward the camera. You never see a face, only that perfect, disturbing silhouette sliding under the surface like it knows every inch of the lake by memory. A mermaid that doesn't fit any story, and that's exactly why no one can look away. Are you ready for the final moment? Mallorca, Spain. A tourist boat glides over water so blue it barely looks real. No panic, no shouting, just wind, engine noise, people casually filming the view. And then, in the middle of that perfect postcard scene, the camera catches her. On a lone rock, a blue mermaid is lying back as if she owns the sea. Her skin glows a deep turquoise, bright and unreal, nothing like a wetsuit or a costume. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't hide. She just lies there, completely still, like she's been watching the horizon long before the boat arrived. The boat slows down without anyone saying why. Conversations die out. Her tail moves once, slow, smooth, effortlessly natural. You can't see her full face, but her outline is clear and sharp, too defined and too perfectly lit to feel like cheap editing. The most unsettling part is her calm. She doesn't react to the humans. She doesn't try to escape. She just stays on the rock, as if she knows she's being seen, and finally doesn't care. Almost no one has watched this clip. It never went truly viral. But the few who have seen it swear it feels different, too simple to fake, too quiet, too real in all the wrong ways. So after all these sightings, all these shadows and screams and tales caught on camera, are we looking at fiction or at something that's been there all along, waiting for us to point a camera in the right direction? And just like that, we come back to the surface. If you made it this far, it's probably because a part of you, quiet or loud, wants to believe there's more out there. That the ocean is hiding things science hasn't named yet or refuses to. If you're drawn to that feeling, mysteries, eerie footage, things that sit between fake and too real to ignore, you're in the right place. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay with us. We're not just watching videos here. Are you ready to dive into the next one?